The biggest drama in the world of entertainment right now is the fiasco surrounding the potential sale of Warner Brothers Media, with Netflix and Paramount fighting for its control. And this entire story feels like a mix of corporate grid, political pressure, and collapse of Hollywood as we know it. Warner Brothers, a studio with some of the richest IPs in the world, like DC Studios, Harry Potter universe, Game of Thrones, Looney Tunes, and the Conjuring universe, is now drowning in debt. This debt comes from years of bad decision. The ANT plus Warner Media merger, the Discovery acquisition, the failed HBO Max rebrand, and the box office disasters like The Fantastic Beasts, DC's early slate, and The Matrix Resurrection. So Warner Brothers Discovery brought in David Zaslav officially to fix the company. But reportedly, insiders believe it was also to prepare the studio for a strategic split. Part 1, profitable asset to be sold, and Part 2, loss making asset to go into bankruptcy protection. This is reportedly why Zaslav tried reviving Harry Potter universe, rebooting the DC universe, relaunching franchise, and aggressively cutting costs. He wanted the studio to look valuable. And then came the bombshell of news. Netflix was reportedly preparing an 80 to 83 billion dollar deal to offer to acquire the profitable side of Warner Brothers, which included 76 billion worth of IPs and 8 to 10 billions worth of debt. Now you will ask me, why will Netflix want Warner Brothers so badly? Because Netflix's own big IPs is running out. Stranger Things has ended. Squid Game won't last forever. Subscribers growth is plateauing worldwide. So the fastest way for Netflix to stay number one is to buy ready-made giants like DC, Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. But this is where real drama begins. Reportedly, US President Donald Trump strongly opposed the idea of Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers, partly because of close association with Larry Ellison, the Oracle founder, whose son happens to run Paramount's parent company Skydance. Again, these connections are publicly known, but the political motive is speculative and reportedly discussed inside the industry. There is another concern. If Netflix buys Warner Brothers, government regulators fear a Hollywood monopoly. Netflix will suddenly control 70% of global streaming influence, almost every major IP outside Disney, a massive share of theatrical releases. This could mean theaters dying even faster, movies releasing in cinema only for short windows, streaming becoming the absolute priority, and the quality dropping in favor of mass content to fill the Netflix library. We can already see examples of this. Take, for example, movies like Frankenstein, which was released for a short window in theaters and then pulled out of the theaters to release on OTT just because they wanted to fulfill the criteria of Oscars. This might be the future of cinema. On the other side, Paramount is now bidding. But Paramount has its own problems, massive financial losses, political influence, and reportedly concerns that certain themes and stories may be suppressed under more conservative leadership. Fans already saw hints of this debate during the marketing of film like One Battle After Another, and this rumors has scared some creatives. So right now, there are only two realistic best-case scenarios. Apple re-enters the race. Apple TV can afford Warner Brothers and is reportedly still interested, but due to ongoing political friction with Donald J. Trump and regulatory issues, analysts believe Apple might stay away at least until the end of Trump's current term. Number 2, Warner Brothers backs out of the sale entirely. This will mean restructuring of the studio internally, bringing in new investors, focusing on actual quality content, and properly rebuilding HBO Max, or now known as Max, into a premium global streaming service. But whichever way this goes, one thing is clear. This fiasco is almost impossible to explain in one sentence, but its consequences are going to reshape cinema for the next 5 years. What makes this situation even scarier is that this isn't just about Warner Brothers. This is a warning sign for every major studio. Disney is already struggling with franchise fatigue. Paramount is bleeding money. Sony survives mainly on Spider Man. Universal is leaning heavily on sequels. Hollywood has quietly reached a point where no studios can survive without a constant supply of billion-dollar IP. When creativity stops being the priority, risk taking dies. That's why original movies are disappearing, and that's why everything now needs to be a sequel, reboot, or a franchise universe. Streaming didn't just change how we watch movies, it changed how movies are allowed to exist. If Warner Brothers deal goes wrong, it won't just decide who owns DC or Harry Potter. It will decide whether future filmmakers are allowed to take risks or whether Hollywood becomes a factory that only recycles what already worked once. And once that line is crossed, there is no going back. Streaming dominance, political influence, financial collapses, monopolies, shrinking theaters. all of it's happening at the same time. And Hollywood isn't being destroyed by outsiders. Hollywood is destroying itself. This was just the episode 1 of Hollywood Biggest Lies, the Expose series. In the next episode, we are breaking down how AI is slowly replacing actors. If you want to watch future episodes, please subscribe to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment down your opinions on Warner Brothers potential sale. For then, it's your boy Random AF signing off.